Hi friends. It is 2028 and Trump's USA is in chaos. Starting already in 2025 with Trump's administration neglecting Supreme Court's decisions, rule of law in USA has broken down. Separation of powers is no more. USA cannot be described to be a free democracy anymore, and it is better described as being an oligarchy like Russia, but much more powerful than Russia due to its formidable tech sector. World as we knew it before 2025 has changed for good. Americans belonging to the intellectual class, harassed by the administration, begin to flee USA. There is unrest in many parts of the country with fears that things could explode to a full-blown civil war. Investing has changed for good. What companies could survive or even benefit from this hellish prophecy? My name is Christian Niemi and this is Arctic Money, my investing channel. Glad to have you watching this video. At Arctic Money, I share my stock portfolio with you that is about 75% of my total wealth, present stock analysis and other investing content. Drop a like or subscribe to the channel if you find this content interesting. Now let's get back to the video. These are dark thoughts how the future could shape itself that I just presented to you. But knowing how things developed in Russia since 1990s after Putin grabbed the power as the dictator of Russia, and through consuming lots of documentaries and books on the Second World War and how Hitler rose to power in Nazi Germany, the probability of things taking a darker turn in the USA cannot be ignored any longer. Do I believe this is how things will likely unfold in USA? No. Is it possible? Yes. I hope and believe that everything will be fine in USA and rule of law is still strong in 2028, but as a value investor, I need to be ready for anything. This is a scenario which I described to ChatGPT and asked it to release its full imagination to help me pick companies that would do okay or even benefit from the chaos happening in the USA as described. ChatGPT continued providing answers to my prompts as me and the AI work now as investment analysts together on this task. Quote from the AI. Trump has consolidated power in post-democratic America. Civil liberties are curtailed, opposition silenced, institutions hollowed out, and the judiciary is fully politicized. The US becomes an illiberal democracy in name only, more akin to Hungary, Russia, or Turkey, under strongman rule. The consequences for investors are enormous, chaotic, and full of strange new opportunities. End of the AI quote. As immediate consequences, ChatGPT lists brain drain of educated liberal people, capital flight with money escaping US markets, social unrest, and fragmentation of parts of USA. We continue the talk with AI from Canada. Potential winners could be Brookfield Asset Management, Shopify, and Canadian universities. Europe would have ASML, SAP, Dassault Systems, and other European defense companies. From Asia, Taiwan Semiconductor and Samsung, for example. Dark horse sectors benefiting could be private jet companies, security firms, companies doing encrypted communications, offshore banks, and crypto. Losers will be many in USA naturally, but AI highlights big tech, treasuries, and US universities as the biggest losers. I continue my discussion with ChatGPT and go now more in depth to individual companies it is suggesting. I'm afraid that Canada will not be safe from this unrest, so I concentrate more on European companies and companies which have big portion of their revenues and profits from outside of USA, China, or Russia. Trump called this the golden era of America, but will it be a renaissance for Europe actually? Also, I ignore defense sector companies as I believe they are currently very expensively priced due to Russia's cowardly attack on Ukraine. At the same time, I try to screen the companies we discuss based on could I invest in them or not? Are they at all inside my circle of competence? Do I understand them, or could they be inside my circle of competence if I studied them a little bit more? The Dutch ASML is the first one I pick. Operating almost in monopoly position in building the world's most advanced chip-making equipment, in this new world ASML is a tech leader and vital to European nations' security even. Second one I pick is Experian, a company from the UK managing credit data, identity verification, and fraud prevention systems. ChatGPT explains that in an unstable world, secure identity infrastructure becomes essential. As cross-border migration spikes and trust erodes, Experian's services underpin financial systems. Another thing why I find Experian interesting is that the biggest competitors in its industry are globally Equifax and TransUnion from the US. The third and final company I pick is Epiroc, a Swedish maker of high-tech mining and drilling equipment. In a world of fragmentation, nations rush to secure access to critical minerals. Epiroc has been positioning itself within the European industrial ecosystem, which is pivoting towards strategic autonomy. Epiroc seems to have the least China or USA exposure in its industry. Now we have 3 target companies to invest in if we are afraid that something very dark is about to happen in the USA in the coming years. On top of these companies' unique characteristics in this exercise, they are interesting opportunities even if things go well in the US. My theory here is quite simple. Get okay returns if everything goes fine, and get amazing returns compared to many alternatives if the hell really breaks loose. I believe these companies could make my portfolio even more prepared than it is already for everything that can happen in the world. Well, how much should I pay for these companies? My friend, you need to do your own analysis as always and own valuation on them, but I will conclude this video on what prices I think these 3 offer good risk-reward opportunity and when I am very close in beginning to invest in them. With expected returns of 10% annually and sufficient margin of safety, these are the stock prices I would be interested in these 3 companies. ASML is currently trading at 670 euros. I'd be interested at under 500 euros. Experian is trading at 39 pounds. I think it would be very interesting at under 15 pounds. Epiroc is trading now at 220 Swedish krona. I would not invest in it at levels above 100 Swedish krona. So, I believe all of these are currently overvalued, unfortunately. ASML by 25%, Experian by as much as 60%, even Epiroc also massively overpriced by 55%. Is the market already giving premium on these 3 in anticipation of something? I don't know. They just might be overvalued currently for many reasons. But now I have them on my watch list and I will make moves if any of them becomes a bargain. This is value investing and most of the time you just need to wait for the opportunity to come to you. Right now I don't think there is big opportunity with any of these 3. I will wait patiently. Just to be clear, my valuations here are made under the assumption that nothing bad happens in the USA and everything will be fine. Of course, if something bad and unexpected would happen, that naturally would change the valuations I just presented to you. But as a value investor, I don't count on any shocks happening. Let me stress again, idea is to buy these at good value. And if something really bad happens, the hedge aspect of these investments would come to me as an additional bonus, so to speak. Of course, I wouldn't hope anything bad to happen, but value investor is always prepared for anything to happen. Give me your thoughts below. What do you think will happen when Trump should pass the power on to someone else during the next elections? Am I being over dramatic and crazy on what could happen in the future? Have you done an exercise like this, or have you already bought some stocks that would survive or even benefit on hell breaking loose in USA? Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel to show support, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.